The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped another 670 points, or 1.6% today, after the latest round of President Trump's tariffs took effect.
The countries affected goods from Mexico, Canada, and China, who all responded in different ways. Joining us now from the Fox 5 Live Desk is Fox 5 anchor Russ Spencer to fill us in on the details. Russ?
Well, Tom and Courtney, today's tariffs affect America's three biggest trading partners, and many companies are already warning consumers to expect price hikes. The tariffs include 25% on imports from Canada and Mexico and 10% increases on imports from China. China immediately retaliated with additional tariffs of 15% on some U.S. farm goods, which U.S. farmers are not excited about. The Canadian Prime Minister says his country will put a 25% levy on some U.S. goods, and the Mexican president is set to announce her country's tariffs on Sunday.
Canadians are reasonable, and we are polite, but we will not back down from a fight.
I think what the president's trying to achieve here, particularly with Canada and Mexico, is shutting down the fentanyl traffic. I think that the tariffs are, in my view, a means to an end, not the end itself, and hopefully it's something that can be temporary in nature.
Now, for the record, very little fentanyl crosses the Canadian border. President Trump teased the Canadian Prime Minister again today as Governor Trudeau, more trolling that Canada should be the 51st state. He says he'll match any response from Canada with reciprocal tariffs. Some financial experts say a growing trade war could drive up inflation.
25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico, our second and third largest trading partners, are going to increase costs of everyday Americans by an enormous amount. Estimates suggest that this is going to increase the cost of living to Americans by about $1,500 per household. What's going to go up in price? Groceries, gas prices, the price of your car, the prices of sugar and furniture and things like that. So, and those of us who have less money to spend, those of us who spend a larger share of their income on those everyday necessities, are going to pay a larger share of this tax.
A regressive tax, in other words. President Trump says the tariffs will give companies incentive to make things in America. And a Taiwanese chip maker has already announced a major new investment in the U.S. It's a big deal. On the flip side, some economists warn that the disruptions and the added costs could lead to a recession, something that was not on the horizon 40 days ago. Courtney?
Yeah, this is obviously an issue that the president campaigned on, and sure to be an issue tonight when he addresses that joint session of Congress. Russ, thanks. And you can watch the presidential address tonight at 9 o'clock. We'll have live coverage of the speech here on Fox 5, on Fox Local, on your smart TV, and on the Fox Local app.